Hi, my name is Maria and I'm the trigger warning. Everyone returning. Hi guys. I was gonna do a Happy New Year reading, and as I sat down here and started, just getting myself together, I got a song. It was very interesting because it's a love song. It's a painful one. Michael Damian, Touch of Grey, and the album that it's from is Where Do We Go From Here? Okay, so someone here, you are in a relationship and maybe you said some harsh things, okay, because a part of the song, of course I would get itchy around my eyes whenever I do my makeup. Oh my god. Try not to touch it and mess it up. But the song is called Where Do We Go From Here? So if this reading is for you, you were brought here by the title, Where Do We Go From Here? That's where we're going to find out. First, I want to find out, however, what has caused you to get to this point in a relationship. Because in the song, there's a part that he says that he started out using red, right? But then all he could see was like the pain and bad stuff was coming up. And then later in the song, he says, so I tried a touch of gray, okay? And the gray softened everything. It changed perspective. And it's very interesting also because when I was doing my makeup, I was actually, where is it? I wiped it off. It was much darker and redid it, okay? It was much darker, but I felt like I needed to soften it out. So there is something that I feel needs to soften in your relationship, in your connection with whoever this is. Okay, yeah, we do have, okay. So there was absolutely a breakup here. Kick to the curb and game over. There's keeping you a secret and recording. So, it feels like, you may have gotten tired of someone keeping your connection so private, not telling anyone, okay? Oh my god, I'm so itchy right here and I don't want to scratch because I will smudge this. But I also pet my dog. Yeah, and I'm highly allergic. But it's okay. We get through the itchies. But it's itching like hell right now. I just want to... You have no idea how I scratch. I actually had to purposely cut my nails because of that. And even like this, if I'm being very honest, they're actually deadlier this short because they're so thick that they're way stronger. And yeah, you can do some major damage. I've literally caused myself, it looks like the way that a Higgy does with like the speckled bruising, but in a streak of like... So yeah, it's actually probably not a good thing that I cut my nails, but I thought I was helping myself. I just didn't think about all the aspects. But interestingly enough, I do soften the edges every time I cut them. Okay? So the softening, again, there's something that you need to be softer about. Try a touch of gray. And on this channel, what do I talk about when we talk about the color gray, right? We talk about the in-betweens. We talk about in-betweens also, and it includes impossibilities that become possible. Because it's in the in-between of all of the energies where new energies exist. But some of you could have, like, I feel like it broke your heart to break up with this person. And breakups happen even with friends and family, okay? It can happen with, like, your work buddies as well, if it's just somebody at work. And I say just somebody at work, and I don't take that lightly. So many people spend so much of their time at work that those people get more of their time and attention than their families. Not because they want it that way, but because that is the way this system has been allowed to flow. Because we have not put a stop to that as a whole of humanity. We have not become the stubborn energy that refuses to compromise. No, we've just always we're always bending, we're always giving, we're very flexible, we humans. But we need to learn that there's power in standing our ground. All right? And I believe you learned that when you walked away, but I don't think you wanted to walk away. I think you did because, again, you felt like this person was keeping you a secret. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they were keeping you a secret. Maybe they just, I don't know, maybe there were some certain things they wanted to clarify for themselves, but it doesn't feel like they talked to you about this. Like they're involved with you, but they didn't tell you, well, I like you, but and then da-da-da-da-da, and explain whatever that is. I mean, I know they don't need to. Nobody has to. But I'll be damned if you're trying to deepen a connection if that doesn't help. It absolutely helps to know what the other person's thinking and feeling. That's what connection's all about. Well, I did this and it hurt your feelings? How? How did I hurt you with that? I don't understand. Please help me understand. What was it about that, It definitely feels like, guys, I'm telling you, there can be a miscommunication here. I feel like harsh words were used because that's what the song talks about. Because he talked about he wanted to take away some of the pain of some of the things he said. So maybe you said some things that weren't very nice, or maybe your person did. Right? Because it feels like there's finality to this energy right now. But underlying, I don't feel this is over. Yeah, dude, I hate nothing about you's at the bottom. I'm telling you. This is not over. Whatever this is, whoever this is for you, if it's a friend, a family member, right? Anything, any other human, whatever human this is that this resonates for you with, that's who we're talking about. And you know it, you can feel it. That's why you keep getting those intuitive hits during the reading. That's why there's those eye openers like, isn't that what I just said? Isn't that what I said? And yes, of course. And that is why these messages are sent. They're sent to confirm for all of you the things you've already been experiencing. It's not meant to give you the answers. I'm not God, right? I'm a conduit of expression, right? Fully trusting that where I'm receiving these messages from is the realm of peace and love, okay? Like literally the realm of peace and love, where peace and love reigns supreme, where there is no war, no battles, right? There are, yes, disagreements, but there's never violence because there's always love. But we must remember that words have a frequency. They vibrate, right? It's sound. And that's what energy is at the end of the day as well. It's just vibrating at different speeds. I don't know the science words for this. I'm sorry. I know I've learned it at some point, but I don't remember it. Or I can't recall it. There you go. I cannot recall at this time. There might be a need to not be so prim and proper with one of you. And with the other, there is a need. I feel like with both, there's a need of patience on some level. This person doesn't, yeah, okay. Okay, So listen, you might not want to hear this, okay? But this person may have been treating you differently just because there's someone else that was around that they sensed some fuckery going on with this person, and they didn't want it to impact you, but because they knew, like, it feels like they knew that if they told you, then it would have been obvious to this person, and your person wanted to gather more information. It's like, it feels like a very thorough preparation for, it seems like public dates and times and details of significance. I can't tell which person you are. The energies they're getting pretty muddled right now. Can we clear these energies, please? Get me back on who's who specifically without mixing them. If this resonates with you, it feels like they needed you to they needed you to have blind faith in them. They needed you to trust them, or you or you needed them to trust you, right? Like, if they were keeping you a secret, say it's a situation that would be acceptable. Well, what's the first thing I can think of that would be acceptable? Well, they're a person of some sort of, sorry, my lip gloss got a little dog fur stuck on it. The keeping you a secret is a card that's okay if it's a situation where it's literally to protect you, and they've made it clear to you, listen, I'm in the public eye, or listen, I'm going through some stuff right now with people from my past. I don't want to tell you too much because I don't want to involve you, but I do want you to know that there's absolutely no negative anything that I feel towards you. But right now, I need to keep this a secret, okay? Because for some of you, keeping you a secret, maybe that triggered you. Or maybe this triggered your person. Maybe they didn't want to be kept a secret. Maybe they didn't want to be kept hidden, even if it was for their protection, right? But there's something about the situation they don't understand, okay? Yeah. And they may have gone public, okay? If that's a thing, they may have gone public, and that may have been what caused you to shut it down. If that's the case, I understand. And I don't think you have any hard feelings for this person if that's the case. I just believe that whoever wanted to keep it private had a very it feels like this was a valid reason, right? It doesn't feel to me to be malicious. I don't know if this deck will have like a straightforward answer. This is for you guys more than for me, but something they can see, right, that would make sense to them and help them believe that there was no malice here. Cassette, okay, outdated thinking. Oh, dude, with recording. And here it talks about announcements, expressions, and revelations, right? And here it says outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. And what I'm getting, like, literally is, yeah, I'm being shown someone replaying a cassette, sometimes playing it the whole way through, flipping it and playing it the whole way through, and sometimes playing it the whole way through, rewinding it, playing it the whole way through, and maybe doing that a few times before flipping to the other side, right? So maybe some of you are listening and re-listening over and over to certain songs on repeat. There's something, you may not realize this, but there's something about the song that's putting you into a trance-like state where you are able to more clearly accept the messages you receive. Because I believe you're receiving them anyways, but I believe that you're more able to more clearly receive them. You may have the one who is being, if you're the person who is being kept secret, you may still resonate with being the one who broke things off, and you knew that going public would break it off, but you didn't care because you were going to show that the reaction or the response, if you will, would not have been what the person wanting to keep the secret was saying. But that doesn't matter. They needed to be allowed to be ready. They needed you to hold space for them if that's the case. All right? And again, it all depends what's the person's intention. The only other person that knows about your relationship, like truly, truly knows, is that person. Most couples, they spend most of their time alone together. Okay? And alone together is where a majority of their deepest, most heartfelt conversations that are also the most changing and impactful for the relationship usually happen in private, where it's just you and them. So there's literally no witness you can call on other than God, which is why you see relationships seem so dramatic, right? Like a novela, Bold and the Beautiful, Passions, Young and the Restless. Oh my God, there's Dallas. I'm getting the ones from the 70s, you guys. Okay, and these are runs that ran all the way through the 80s and into the 90s as well. I'm being shown that they were absolutely on air in the 70s. So there's something about the 70s. Maybe you were born in the 70s, or maybe there were very impactful life decisions that occurred for you in the 70s. Okay. Or maybe this person is born in the 70s. I don't know. Or maybe you're in your 70s now. There's just something about the 70s, the numbers of the 70s, 70 to 79, okay? Yeah, ground your energy, because this feels very, very stressed, very stressed, very in your head. That's not going to be conducive for you processing how you're feeling. And you really need to process how you're feeling, because where do we go from here? Well, where do you go from here? You acknowledge what happened and why you feel it happened, right? And you allow yourself to romper el cassette, right? Break the record. Just replay it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Whether it's for just the rhythm, the words, or the combination thereof, there is something about the state of being that sound, the frequencies from that song, or maybe multiple songs, are putting you in, and they're going to reveal a lot to you. So right now, listen, I know this is like technically New Year's. This is just December 31st of the fiscal year, okay? I'm no longer calling it the year, because the year truly begins April 1st. So I'm not doing this whole corporate, no. They control enough of our lives. I'm done with that. Totally disconnecting. My schedule is going to be nothing like theirs. Mine's, yes. Thank you, beautiful hawk. Mine is going to be more aligned with nature and the natural way of life, which is extremely magical in comparison to, yeah. I feel their prisons, and I love everyone. And if you love corporate life, then that's perfectly fine, because there are people that were meant for it. But I will say, I've noticed as a whole for humanity, it is not conducive to a healthy human to be boxed in. There's no color, there's no detail, there's no, it's like, it's far too dedicated to mass production, without allowing freedom of of creative freedom. Thank you, beautiful. Without allowing creative freedom and allowing that to be what empowers the company and let that be what truly makes a company great. I'm seeing now, I'm working 9 to 5. What a way to make my living. Dolly Parton. Amazing movie. And again, I believe that was from the 70s or the 80s. I cannot remember, but it was such a good movie. Absolute classic, yes. But these women, a series of unfortunate events. That's all the greatest stories, right? A series of unfortunate events or a series of unexpected. Because they're not always unfortunate. Sometimes it's just a series of unexpected events that lead us to great change. But if you'll notice in the movie, it's like it's the same crap repeating over and over for each of these women in the movie, and for everyone, it's like something is constantly in their face, and it teaches them the lessons that they should have seen a long time ago, that the world was trying to teach them more gently. But nope, everyone was afraid to take action. Everyone was afraid to change because of how it might impact the environment around them. Well, that has been shattered with whatever has happened here with this breakup, okay? Whether this is just a break in connection and you're still together having that talk, where do we go from here? Or you've actually broken up, but you still are feeling called to each other. And that maybe that's the conversation, but maybe every time you guys try to have that conversation, maybe the emotions take over one or both of you too much to genuinely make any progress. All right. So that's why, again, you're being isolated and put in hermit mode to repeat whatever you need to repeat over and over as many times as it takes, as slow as it needs to go. Because if you know, you know. When you wanted to repeat a song on a cassette, if you didn't want to mess up your cassette player, it was on play, right? You had to push a button in and it would click, and you could feel it. You could feel the springs condensing and being pressed down, right? And then the click where it holds, and you'd even hear the little click, right? And then when you pressed another button, it would be a louder click, of a gentle click of one clicking in, and then the pop of one coming back up, right? The spring pushing back. And you had to press play, right? And then you had to hit stop. And then you could hit rewind. And by the way, you had to figure out how far you had to rewind because, sorry if you can hear my son's alarm. Some of you might feel like you're repeating the same day over and over again, because there was a movie about that, and every morning it's like hitting the alarm, but it's like it's repeating everything and they get bored with the day. So they stop setting the alarm. Something changed. Oh, thank you. You're being put on loop so that you can break the chains. Okay? So it might feel like punishment, it might feel like torture, but I promise you it's teaching you something. And I think it's helping teach you to get out of your head, or to oh, thank you, beautiful. It's teaching you brain heart coherence. That's awesome. Yeah, and again, the I hate nothing about you, and I feel this little split right here. Someone here, I'm telling you, either you or this other person has had a toxic experience in the past that they're really working on healing. Communication is key. If you're the one that you feel you're not being told everything, please bring that to your partner's awareness. Say, listen, I know you've told me this and this when I asked you because I felt something was off or something was different or whatever, and you told me blah 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 blah, but I just feel like there's something more, you know. Or if it's something that maybe they said that made you angry, because maybe this is you, maybe you're the one with the trauma, right? You can be the one also to break the lines of communication, or to break the silence, thank you, and make communication. I was trying to get all that out in 2 seconds, because the mind is so fast. Everything you can receive, it's like I've already got the whole message. I've just got to sit here and actually take the time to get all the words to say it and explain everything. Can we just become like telepathic creatures already? It would be so much easier. See, people don't want that because a lot of people, they hide who they are. Could you imagine if all of us out of nowhere, Thanos snap, we all became telepathic and everybody could hear every other human's thoughts? And it was in this strange language that somehow we could all understand. So like any person you would look at, especially when you make eye contact, like let's make that the key, right? Making eye contact would be what links you in with that person. And they can hear you and they know it's you they're hearing, and you can hear them and you know it's them that you're hearing, right? Like force that to be like the minimum of what people have to accept. You find a lot of people won't look you in the eyes. Especially when you walk around open to see if there's anyone else who's open to exploring the possibilities of telepathy, to have a telepathic conversation. Most people, they're gonna run the other way from you, okay? But this group, I think you're just laughing. I don't think you'd run away. Yeah, just because there's a lot of people that have a lot that they hide that they're running from, okay? Now, one of the two of you might be someone running from truths about themselves that they don't want exposed, facts that of themselves. It feels like that they don't want anyone knowing these facts. They want to remain this mystery, but it honestly, it doesn't feel like they're very mysterious at all. It just seems like there's something off. Something never feels fully genuine, and that's unfortunate because I don't believe that that's how they want to be. Okay, so whichever person you are, it's like you don't want to be that way. I can absolutely feel your energy as well. You're just there's a lot of pain you're processing. There's a lot of pain you're clearing, okay? Some of that pain, that like the stuff that gets intense and maybe brings you to tears, right? Or just pulls all of your energy down and shifts your whole mood. That stuff, having just that one moment of experiencing it, that can literally be the release, and you might not even realize it at the time, right? Because you might be then too afraid to go back and look at it. But it's almost like it had to happen that way because your way, it feels, would have been excruciatingly painful to experience because of how long it would have dragged out. And it feels like there's something that you are ready for, that you are there's no hesitation within you, right? That your level of commitment to whatever this is, there's zero hesitation. And it involves another person, okay? Whether it's a friendship where you're like blood, right? Where you're kin, you formed a kindred, you're kindred spirits, right? Or it's like strengthening those family bonds. Or, you know, it could be love. Again, I'm not specifying here. I'm letting you flow through your life, and where all these feelings come up, you know what person it is for you. And it doesn't matter if anybody else knows that. Everything that matters goes on in here and in here, okay? That's it. The brain-heart coherence. When two become one, that is the embodiment of your true soul's essence, right? And I bring the hands down to the lower chakras because that is where it is the seat of power. Why do you think sex and sensuality especially have been so fiercely stigmatized and created to be taboo in many ways, right? Or shameful. So much shame has been attached to it. There is no shame in the human body. This is a reflection of the divine. And we see that there is this and that, man and woman. And we find that those two connecting, that's what creates us. Okay? So for some of you, there's another challenge your attention is being brought to, and allow this to simmer. Those of you that you feel that you resonate with the energies being just too much right now, it's okay. Let them simmer and be on repeat, on loop, okay? Like stirring, okay? It's like a watch pot never boils, but for whatever reason, you're feeling like you need to stand there and stir the ingredients, right? And maybe it's like you identified a new property of an herb or something you use because one of them, the flavor of that herb was now more potent because you were stirring it the whole time. So you know now that heat and motion releases this component of this herb or whatever, right? You're what I'm getting at is you're learning something. Nothing is wasted. Everything you're experiencing, all the positivity and the negativity, none of that is wasted. Okay? All of the overthinking you're doing, none of that is wasted, right? It's all going to go to wherever your intentions were. So if your intentions genuinely are the I hate nothing about you, right? And yeah, setting the record straight behind that, you see there's like a bullseye, the color red, and it's like right on target, and red is that root chakra, the grounding in. My candle, interestingly, it's kind of warm. It's not warm enough. I can still touch it. Do you see? It's red. Okay, isn't it adorable? My little mini candles with their little mini lids. They're so cute. I just wish they were beeswax candles and used essential oils versus this stuff, but it's okay. I have a window open, so I'm doing my best to decrease my exposure to the nasty synthetic stuff, but no weapon formed against me shall prosper, so it's all good anyways, right? Some of you guys, that's what part of the lessons you need to learn, is to walk in faith, not fear, literally with everything. And we're tested in that in every way in life. Why do you think it's written so much in sacred texts? To not be afraid, to have no fear, or to have your fear become a part of you. Your fear will reveal to you your power, right? And a lot of times that's true, and a lot of times it's because our power, whatever that is, can terrify us. And we may not even want to acknowledge why that is for some. For others, it's just because it's trying to teach you something else, trying to show you, now see, you feel this to be true. So now that you know this to be true, do you really think you still need to be hung up on that? And you're like, absolutely not. Now dude, it's just so easy now, okay? So whatever it is that might have been too painful to look at isn't going to be too painful to look at. You're going to be able to look at it over and over and over. And yeah, you're going to be purging. Yeah, you're going to be processing. But you're going to figure out, where do we go from here? Because ultimately that question, you need to ask it to yourself with whatever you think. However you believe in your mind, the conversation will most likely go if you say this, or if you say that, or if you ask this, or if you ask that. Okay, these are assumptions you're making here. But you could be right also. We don't know. The key is allow yourself to be okay with all of that. Even if you think that they're going to just burn the bridge. Like you feel like they're just going to burn the bridge if you give them the chance to say anything. I don't think either one of you want to burn this bridge, if I'm being honest with you. I think both of you, you just need to, both of you need to set the record straight with each other. You need to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat until they hear you, and I know that can be so frustrating, right? Because this says recording, but you see it's like burnt. So it's almost like there's one of you that something is repeating that it's something you don't want to hear. You literally want it to just poof up in smoke and be able to be destroyed and never exist, but you can't do that to thought. Thought creates ancient memories, right? It's part of the Akashic records, which is basically just a representation of all of the knowledge of everything ever since anything, okay? Even knowledge of the void before, when everything was just a void, right? All there was the void, and then boom, creation. Where did that come from? It came from the void, from the nothing, from the emptiness. That's why in this realm we've seen so many stories of people who go from nothing to something, right? From zero to hero and all that shit like that, because that's literally how everything exists, is because the nothing wanted something more. So the nothing reached out, and look at everything that was created from just that. If that's not magic, I don't know what is. And I'm good with just knowing what I know, and that being enough for me because of the path that it makes me feel that I'm aligned to. Now, if you resonate with that, I know that you're going to be okay. You're going to figure this out, okay? Whether you're the one who was being kept a secret or you were the one wanting to keep your person a secret, your relationship, okay? I don't know why anyone would ever want to keep another person a secret. So I will tell you that there's I'm very capable of just being like, oh, whatever it is, what it is. But not everyone can do that, okay? So most people would honestly probably be confused by it. What do you mean you want to keep me a secret? Oh, is that all I am to you, is just a secret? You know, I think if you're being kept a secret, you need to make it clear to this person that you want boundaries clearly established, that this is how you felt, this is what you thought, and this is what you want. And you don't want to budge on that because that's just what's in your heart. That's just what you want for you. And you thought that person was the one connected to you for whatever this is, right? The best friend, the favorite family member, right? The lover. Those are the three biggest examples that I'm getting. It's the work buddy again is coming up, right? So it's the person that makes your days better, makes them, it's like if your job feels tedious, it makes it feel like time goes by faster. And if you usually feel like you can't really enjoy work for whatever reason, the days where you have good communication with each other, it's like the work just, I don't know, it's just overall more enjoyable, okay? Again, I don't feel like either party in this connection wants this to end. Oh my gosh, there's passion at the bottom. For those of you that this is an actual love affair type relationship, there is crazy chemistry between the two of you. I think you guys have a lot of fun together. But I think that a certain aspect is over. Okay, it's time for a change in the connection. One one or both of you, right? I mean, because, I don't know. Well, yeah, ultimately, yes. If what you want isn't what the person with you truly wants in their heart, then you're automatically not what they want. Which ultimately means at some point in time, you're never going to be able to make them happy. That makes walking away from people easier. Especially because if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never meant to be. Right? And even if it comes back to you, sometimes it's just coming back to you to remind you, yeah, you're focused. You've been thinking a lot about, you've been putting this something about this connection on a pedestal, and look how it's impacting your present. Okay? So I think, I don't know. I feel like there's a change in this connection. I don't feel it's going back to what it was at before this this game over energy came into play here. But I don't think it's ending either. Where is this energy headed? Yeah, I'm telling you. One of you here, maybe even both of you, needed to learn to really set boundaries. It feels like one of you, one is absolutely running from their problems and everything, but in the process of that, I don't think they realize how much they're draining the people who are genuinely there for them, because they're making everyone who's genuinely there for them chase them. Chase for their attention, chase them for some time, chase them for anything, just chasing them. They feel like they have to chase to be included. Nobody should ever have to feel that way. Nobody ever. And if you're making people feel that way, then you gotta let those people go, right? If someone expresses to you that that's how you make them feel, then please let that person go. If it does not really genuinely fit in your nature to change in the ways that they may be expressing is what would make them happy, because we have setting the record straight and recording here. So I feel like it feels like one of you two is gonna end up burning the bridge when you set the record straight, and there will be no going back to how it was, and it's meant to happen that way, and whoever burns the bridge is fully aware of that and accepting of it. Okay, so whether that's you or them, someone here is absolutely going to be burning the bridge. Ending the contract. We have breaking contract on the split. Heartbroken. If you were in a situationship, one of you might have thought it was a relationship, and it was like I feel like one person saw it as like just a friends with benefit, and the other one saw it as a relationship. I don't think it was ever actually sat down and discussed upon. Like, what are we? You guys never had the freaking talk. So many people these days, 4, 3, 2, freaking 1 when I said that. Too many people these days do not have the talks in relationships they need to have. Listen, I really like you as a friend. I would like to, clarify and establish if you consider me a friend, and what do you consider friend to mean? 434377 divine. Some of you guys, you're the one who's changing. I feel like you guys are the ones that you're willingly and knowingly burning the bridge to set the record straight. Because this is someone who was they were draining your energy. They were draining your energy because it's like you were the one dependable thing that was always there, right? Ever present for them, like the little sacrificial lamb. Listen, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just, you were being graceful with this person, okay? And where do we go from here? I believe you already know the answer to that if this reading resonates with you. This person, all right, whoever is running from themselves, that's where they need to engage. They need to engage with themselves. And you engaging with them at this time is only going to further repeat. Even if you don't think it does and you still go do it anyways, I promise you it won't be long after your engagement with this person where you will see, you know what? This isn't how I want this to be between me and this person. This is not what I want with you anymore. Some of you can't see that right now, and some of y'all be like, man, whatever. You won't believe me. But that's how it's going to play out. And it's going to be because you're going to realize something within yourself that's far more important to you. And I'm getting far more valuable, which means what? It means it's actually worth more of your time than chasing. Love call. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, you're going to realize, you're going to walk away. Oh my God, that was at the bottom. I didn't even look at the bottom. I just split it and looked at the split. The split was love call. Listen, your karmic can be a family member. Your karmic can be somebody you work with. Maybe you worked in the same company for 20 years and I don't know. Right? There's so many different situations, so many fractals. But this, it's like true love's call. True love's call is calling you from within, like, hey, remember, I told you, with me, this isn't something you would ever experience. 4646 1010. Love is trying to close out cycles of pain and suffering and of rejection and of less of sacrifice that you've been making. Love is trying to bring into you more love, more aligned love. But the more you continue to try to make things work, especially in places where you've already been putting in the work for a while, and some of you, the work you need to do is work on accepting cutting off. Okay? Like kick to the curb and game over. And then we had the Reaper with it's a finality. The Reaper card is a finality, right? Like the Death card. It's an absolute ending. And it's because sooner or later, all energies have to be aligned. Everybody will go where they need to go. Everyone will become who they were always meant to become. But when you're consciously aware, you're actively choosing every single day. You're choosing little steps in that direction. You don't know when you'll get there. You don't know if you ever even will. You don't know if maybe when you get there is after you die here. And that's when you finally arrive to the beautiful bliss and the bounty and whatever is in the next kingdom, right? We don't know that. We have no proof of that. We have connection to spirit and all that, right? But we know it's possible here as well. And to deny ourselves of that, I mean, that's just, why would you do that? Right? Why would you do that? That's not love. Love acknowledges what it wants. Love acknowledges that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be separate, because I mean, we all come from the same place, obviously, but things here, they're split differently for a reason, because energy works different in this realm, in the physical realm. Okay? But this physical realm exists within the realm of peace and love. Because that's home. That's where we go back to. Keep that in mind. And everything that comes up, whether you were being kept a secret, which I know is not easy, or you were the one keeping someone else's secret, which I know is not easy either, okay? Because I know some of you can actually have genuinely valid reasons for it. And I just feel like there was a need for just a wee bit more of patience from both parties here, and it was not given. Yeah, I think honestly, I feel like that things could have played out where everything worked out for everybody, but it wasn't meant to. It wasn't meant to, because it was meant to show you that even the greatest relationships can still prove to be the wrong relationship. Can still prove to be not the one, right? Sorry, I'm trying not to kick my dog because he's sunbathing right now, but it just so happens to land under my table and where my feet are. So I'm very awkward right now with the way that I'm sitting. So I'm sorry if I've been shaking the camera a lot for this reading. Listen, guys, true love's call, I mean, that's the only call that matters. That's the only call you need to answer. I'm not judging anybody if you feel like walking away from somebody, if you feel like you're done repeating shit, if you feel like you're done feeling like yeah, it's like I feel like somebody here, you're the way true love has called you is by constantly whispering into your ear and tugging on you into the direction of noticing or acknowledging yourself, accepting yourself, your uniqueness, your differences. It's almost like anything and everything that was ever pointed out as negative about you by another. Love has been trying to show you how those are the things that actually make you beautifully unique, okay? Those are the things that when someone looks at you, it's like it's a part of your literal beauty of you are a unique, one of a kind creation, right? Because you are a unique, one of a kind soul. Even if you have an identical twin, guess what? Identical twins are never identical. They're vastly different. A lot of similarities, but vastly different. At least every set of twins I've ever met. Let's see what else we want to ask. If this resonates so far, guys, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I know I kind of just let myself get caught up in the energies and channel, and I hope it really gave you guys all the clarity you need, because we've already gone on for 52 minutes. But I just really felt like flowing with the energies today, and I don't feel that there's malice on either side here. If this is a sibling, a parent, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, any sort of family blood relationship, right? A child even. Or if this is a coworker who's like your best friend at work, or if this is your bestie out of all your friends, this is your favorite one, or if this is your lover, your significant other, all of this is a deeper connection with love, because there's no hate here. There's no hate here. I hate nothing about you, right? The only hate I feel coming, it isn't even hate. It's like this disappointment, or this like, dang it, because of the separation. Like, why is there this separation? Like, yeah, Danny Ocean and, is that Elena Rose? Si tu me love me. It's literally, in English, it would be if you love me. And then that's what it talks about in the song. If you love me and I love you and we're so great together, why did it end? All right. So if that resonates, this is more confirmation for you. Okay. And it can happen because there's just stuff that you need to repeat, or stuff they need to repeat, until whoever needs to learn that the ultimate commitment is that we have to commit to ourselves. We have to commit to stop feeding ourselves BS, to stop feeding ourselves illusions, to stop feeding ourselves false hopes, false dreams, and acknowledge that what's over is over. What has ended has ended. And what has ended because it had to happen. And if we don't understand it, that's okay. We're not meant to understand it. We're meant to just process it somehow. Struggle with this hair, I swear, you guys. It's my little widow's peak. I don't know if you can see like my widow's peak. It's just a tiny one. But it causes this one little spot to just look weird and really annoy me. Anyways, I don't feel like there's... Okay, so for those of you that you were in a relationship with this person, I don't feel you're going to be in a relationship with them again, but I do believe a friendship is salvageable. And if that's not good enough for you, then maybe this isn't your reading. All right, 5533. Divine change, whether you like it or not, because I don't feel like this person will... yeah, even if they want to right now and you could convince them somehow, maybe they're hesitant, I feel in the long term they would come back and they would end it. Okay. And again, that's because you're wanting to answer true love's call, but in order to answer or to call in true love into your life, you have to first truly love yourself. You have to truly accept yourself. You have to truly be honest with yourself. You have to truly come clean with yourself. Okay? And you also have to be willing to speak that truth if you're ever questioned about it, with no hesitation. Because why should you feel... What? Listen, some of you, there might be something that it's like someone wants you to feel shame around it or feel guilty for it. No. Again, if what the person you're with wants doesn't align with what you want, even if they want to stay with you because they want you, you're still going to be the one. You're going to run the other way because your energy is going to be pulling you towards true love, because you're answering true love's call. They're not. They should be answering their own call and let you answer yours, and maybe it'll still lead you together, but there's just other stuff. Or maybe it will lead you to something where you'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah, now I can totally just be friends with this person, because now I can see how it would have never worked as anything else, right? And for some of you, I don't know what to say, if it's like family and stuff. Honestly, this felt way more like love. Yeah, sexy time, exactly. Yeah, some of you, listen, some people only want to stay with you because of how good your sex is. I'm just going to be honest. And when that's the reason why people become obsessed with you, yeah, some of you could naturally be very tantric with your methods, okay? And yeah. Can we please cut these or just release these anchors, these hooks in both of these parties, please? Release both anchors, let them go back where they need to go, and put a block in place for everyone involved, so that everyone can feel safe in knowing that the only thing that will return is clarity and truth, that will come from pleasant and enjoyable experiences for them, and help them process this, okay? If you accept that, then say, I accept, okay? You don't have to if you don't feel comfortable, but it's just something I felt called to do for you. All right, guys, and that's all I have for this reading. Where do we go from here? I think you guys both go within, okay? And if you feel called to go within, but this person won't stop, listen, I question people like that. Anyone can't understand when you say, I just need a little time, I need a little space. Okay, if ever anyone cannot understand that and they have a problem with it, they have a problem with you wanting time for yourself, to clear your head, to release whatever's in your heart and feel and process whatever it is you need to do, however you want to do it, which you're choosing to be by yourself. No. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. No. I'm telling you. Somebody here, you're watching and you don't want to hear it, but this person's not healthy for you. And you're honestly, you're not healthy for them either. You guys are not a match. Yeah, I feel like you guys are friends and maybe there's great sex, right? But I do not feel that this is a match. I feel there's something better for each of you, and I feel you guys need to be open to that, both of you. And if even one of you is open to that, even if you're denying it, it's going to be brought to that regardless. So you're both going to end up going your separate ways if one of you is meant to, because sometimes one will be meant to continue on and experience great things, and the other one will be meant to kind of be stuck for a bit, not necessarily because they deserve to be stuck, but just because there's a lot that they endured from that connection that they need to process. One. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah. One of you is very much in your feels, while the other, I feel, has very good brain-heart coherence. Whoever is this person with the good brain-heart coherence is, you are absolutely, I feel you're the one who has been answering love's call. And what the gift you're leaving this person with is that they're being given the option now to answer love's call, and it's up to them whether they choose to or not, right? I believe you have the door open for I absolutely feel friendship on the table, and for some of you maybe a little more, some of you maybe a very feels like a very light friendship, light on the friendship. So you're not ready for a deeper friendship, but you might be open to like a lighter, like a fresh start friendship, okay? Where you're going into it more cautiously, it feels. Yeah, more cautiously. I told you, I felt it. Look at that shit on the split, the caution card. Because there's too much, you see the fog up ahead? There's too much unseen, too much unknown at play, but you want to stay on the path, and you don't feel like it's a time to go off the beaten path. You know it's an option, you're good with it, but at this time there's a reason why you're following this road, okay? And so you don't want to, you're not wanting to look too far ahead. You're just wanting to see the road. You want to be able to see the road that's ahead of you and the forest, right? You don't want to get that tunnel vision. If you're driving, please, if it's roads like this, please pay attention. You never know when a forest creature may come out. And driving through these spaces, honestly, we shouldn't drive any faster through those spaces than what the creatures that naturally exist in those habitats can go. And I know a lot of people are going to be triggered by that, but you know what? You want to go fast? Get on a fucking track. Go pay to run laps around a track or some courses. But out in nature, we have to be at peace with the natural world. Okay? And that's why so many of you feel you're being called to be at peace within yourself, to at least try to find that peace within yourself. Where a lot of you have gotten to the point where you're sick of everything and you're just ready to just literally walk away from whatever you have to walk away from. But it's because you're no longer taking risky chances. You're taking calculated chances where the probabilities for good opportunities and pleasant experiences are more likely, because the direction you're going in is more aligned with what you want. Like, it might be a harder path, it might be more work this way, but it's stuff if you're going to be working, you'd rather be going in this direction anyways, so you're fine with walking away. I'm telling you, someone's not going to be happy with the final decision, but it's because they're trying too hard to see long term instead of just being in the present. So my heart goes out for you guys, whoever's going through this, because, you know, it's going to feel like a loss, I believe, for both parties, regardless. It's because, again, it's not going to be at the same level. If you're friends, you're not going to be best friends anymore. You're just going to be way more casual and way more questioning. Okay, you're not just going to take things at face value and assume. You're going to actually question intention, like openly communicate it, because you want it expressed. So again, it's like you're collecting receipts at the time. You want dates, times, and it's like evidence, and you want witnesses. This is for the person who doesn't want to be hidden. Okay. And I totally get that. I absolutely respect you for that, because you have every right to demand what it is that you want in a relationship, which again is why I don't think you guys will be going back to being in a relationship. I think it would just be friends. So for whoever this is for, you know, don't worry about it, okay? It is very much possible to stay friends with someone that you've broken up with. It's very possible. It's just everybody has to accept things for what they were. And when you do that, you'll know if the other person has accepted it or not, because of their emotional regulation, right? Their level of emotional regulation. And I don't know. Yeah. For some of you, I think maybe close to half of you, there's a percentage chance that you're the one walking away, because you know this person just can't handle whatever is that's coming next for you, your next steps in life, the new heights you're going to. It's like they can't breathe the air up there. Okay. All right, guys, that's all I got for this video. I love you. I hope it resonated. Sending you guys so much healing, so much love, all the clarity and all the truth that you need so you can get through this expeditiously. Okay. And if you like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're new and you don't mind sometimes very long videos, then you can subscribe and stick around and see what else pops up. And if not, I'll see you whenever the algorithm puts me on your page again. Bye, guys.